Train the muscles, not the joints. So welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding. And today I was making a video on my favorite exercise for training legs, and then I got a notification I saw in the comments of one of my videos that there was this big debate going on. And the debate was, somebody made a kind of dumb statement. I'm gonna tell you right now, it was a dumb statement. You said volume is the only way to get jacked. That's what this person said. So, hey, I love you. You might be a very nice guy, but it was a stupid statement because it contradicts everything that I've basically put on this channel. So maybe you meant something different, maybe, but you said volume is the only way to get jacked. Well, all my videos, if you watch my vlogs, you watch everything that I've done, you can see that I use low volume. So what are you saying? You're saying that what I did didn't work? Obviously something I was doing did work. So I don't understand how people can make statements like that because it basically contradicts exactly what I'm doing. You understand what my frustration here? I don't understand why people come on my channel and then say, volume is the only way to get jacked. And then they see that I'm doing 6 sets for a body part 3 times a week. If you mean volume by doing 20 sets for a body part or 30 sets a week or 40 sets or whatever, that would be classified as high volume. I've actually done most of my bodybuilding career only about 18 sets a week per body part, but really intense sets with differing rep ranges, but only about 18 sets in a week. And sometimes it would be as low as 12. So the fact is that when somebody says volume is the only way to gain muscle, but I gain muscle without volume, what's going on here? Second of all, if you're gonna speak from a position of saying only, okay, which I totally disagree with anyway, because different people have different genetics. Some people, perhaps volume is the right thing, okay? So I'm not saying I disagree with that. I'm saying sometimes volume does work for certain people. So totally open with that. But what I have a problem with is when you say only. I also have a problem with people speaking from a position of expertise when they are not experts. Now, this particular person commented and then said, hey, check out my video, look how big I am, and I'm using volume, and the person was not big at all. The muscular development was very lacking when it comes down to bodybuilding. Now, I'm not measuring this person as a human being because I don't give a shit how much muscle you have or how big you are. You still are just as valuable to me no matter what. You know, I don't care what you look like. But if we're gonna talk about results in the laboratory that is the gym, this person was not in a position to say, from my expertise, volume is the only way to get jacked. No, you have a theory, but you have not proven your theory because you have not gotten jacked. Now, if you got jacked and then you made such a statement, then it would be a little bit more credible. But really, honestly, if you have not won national titles, you have not got your pro card, or you're not absolutely huge to 4% body fat as a natural bodybuilder, if you have not achieved these things, please don't speak from a position of authority and say, Jason, this is the only way to gain muscle. So really what you're trying to do is teach me, even though I've achieved more than you have. And many of my subscribers also have. So this is the kind of funny thing. This is the parrot thing I was talking about, that people talking from a position of expertise when they have proven that they are not experts. This is a mild a bit of insanity. There's almost like this disconnection from reality that's going on with a lot of people these days, and it's happening in the youth as well as the old people. You know, it seems like disconnection from reality knows no bounds. It goes across generations, cultures, and everything. But the fact is that if you have not proven your theory, then you cannot speak with saying, this is the only way. And even then, if you did prove that it did work for you, I still would discredit and say, it's not the only way, it is one way. Now that said, I'm gonna just summarize what I did to gain muscle. It's not the only way, but it's the way that I gained muscle and the way that I saw in everybody that I trained, because I trained people and I watched other people and what they got results from, what they didn't. And in most cases, the first thing a person had to do was gain strength, right? Everybody knows if you just lift 2 dumbbells for 5,000 reps, you're not gonna get big delts from that. You might get a good workout. You might get some blood flow. You might get a cardio workout. Something might happen that's positive physically for you, but you will not gain muscle that way. That's not how you gain muscle. Otherwise, marathon runners would have massive quadriceps. Like their quads would be absolutely huge, right? So the fact is that although high reps can be good, there's a point of diminishing return. Now we do know you need to gain strength, right? So as you gain strength, then you rep out with that strength, and usually the sets should last within about 2 minutes. That's about the time period you should be hitting failure. That's generally generally speaking, this is the general guideline for you to make the most amount of muscular gains. And most guys would agree with me. They gain some strength, but then they notice, oh my God, I've got way more coordinated, but I'm not gaining in size. What's going on? And then they rep out, then they put on muscle mass. It's like this synergistic thing sort of takes place. So this is the premise. Now the other premise is that there are different parameters that you can mess around with, such as frequency, such as intensity of weight, and also volume. Now the thing is that there's no absolutes in this. One person I've talked to, they say, geez, you know, I have to train a body part once a week and that seems to be the best for me. I get the most results. And then another person I found, a higher frequency would work better for them. So I was one of those high frequency people. Higher frequency seemed to work better for me. I felt more coordinated when I was in the gym. I felt more in shape. It didn't feel like I was fighting the breath. It didn't feel like I was out of breath when I was doing squats or anything. And it felt like I could get that groove. And therefore, because the groove was better, I could actually get more reps and therefore push the muscle deeper into failure. Now this would be what gained me muscle, is increased strength, then increased reps and increased sets from time to time, but sets would only be so high. It felt like I was getting more into endurance work when I did too many sets. It wasn't about really fatiguing the muscle. At that point, it was just depleting the energy system. And depleting the energy system might help you store more glycogen, but there's a point of diminishing return there as well. So in the end, what you need to do is gain muscle, and you need to tear that muscle down in order to gain muscle, and therefore you can store more glycogen because you have more muscle to store it in. But just pumping the muscle full of glycogen all the time is not necessarily going to be the best way to gain muscle faster. So that said, I have no problem with people saying volume works for them. Volume can work, but that's not what I did. So don't tell me massive amounts of volume is the only way to gain muscle, because that's not what I did. When I train legs twice a week, the amount of volume that I did was about 12 sets for legs. That includes the isolation movements like leg curls and leg extensions when I did do them for periods of time in my life. And that would be about 12 sets, 10 sets most of the time, twice a week. That would be the entire leg workout. So most guys that do high volume, they're doing like 20 sets or 30 sets for a workout, and they do that workout once a week. So I don't understand why somebody would think that that is the only way to gain muscle when, you know, the most amount of sets I did for a workout was 12 sets. And in the end, I started doing only about, actually at my lowest, I was only doing about 10 sets a week for a body part, but doing very high intensity, you see? So you can change these parameters around. There's no one right way, but there is a way that's the most efficient for you, and volume might not necessarily be the best way. I'm not saying not to try it. Try it for sure. I encourage you to try your own experiment. But don't say it's the only way just because it worked for you or is working for you to a point, right? So I hope this helps, guys. I hope this helps you understand that let's be in touch with the reality, okay? Let's really look at the results that are really happening in you and in people around you and in your own experiment, and then honestly appraise, okay, is this the only way? It might not be. So thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. And if you want to support this channel, go to patreon.com under Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and take care for now.